Good evening, everyone. All of you can hear my voice. All of you can hear my voice. Perfect. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once you can see my screen. Are you guys able to see my screen? Are you guys able to see my screen? Yes? Perfect. Guys, in the last session, we discussed what is Spring Framework and what are the advantages of going for Spring Framework. As we discussed, Spring is an open source and lightweight framework. By using this Spring framework, we can develop several types of applications like standalone applications, web applications, distributed applications, and microservice architecture based applications also. Good. Several advantages of the Spring. If you are developing a project, you need to do some common logics in every project, and you need to do application specific logics also. If you go for Spring Boot, it is providing common logics that are required for every application. Because of that, application development will be faster with the Spring framework. Some examples for the common logics: creating connection with the database and performing pre-processing and post-processing of a request, capturing the form data, capturing the form data, and performing form validations. These are common logics that we need to do in every project. Spring framework will take care of those common logics. And Spring framework is non-invasive framework. We no need to extend or implement Spring related classes and interfaces because Spring supports POJO model programming. And Spring is versatile framework. That means Spring framework can be integrated with any other Java framework available in the market. Spring is lightweight framework. It is developed in modular fashion. Spring framework will not force you to use all the modules of it because whatever the module you need, you can just use that module. You no need to use all the modules of the Spring framework. Spring framework is having several modules like core module, context module, DAO module, ORM module, AOP module, and Spring WebMVC module. Got my point? Now, Spring Core module is the fundamental module of the Spring framework. Spring Core module is the fundamental module of the Spring framework. It is providing fundamental concepts of the Spring. They are IOC container and dependency injection. Right? Next, let's get started with today's session. Spring modules. Spring modules details. Spring modules information. Okay. Now, as we discussed, there are several modules available in the Spring framework, but the major or main important modules of the Spring are Spring Core module. This is fundamental module of the Spring framework. This is Spring framework, Spring framework fundamental module, Spring framework fundamental module, which is providing IOC and DI concepts. IOC and DI concepts. IOC is very famous, right? IOC stands for inversion of control. IOC stands for inversion of control. DI stands for dependency injection. IOC stands for inversion of control. DI stands for dependency injection. These two are fundamental concepts of the Spring core module. Without knowing Spring core module, you can't understand other modules of the Spring. If you want to work with any other module in the Spring, first we need to start our journey with the Spring core module. The two important concepts in the Spring core module, IOC container and dependency injection. After that, we are having Spring context module. This module will deals with this module will deal with This module will deal with configuration related stuff. Configuration required for applications. Configurations required for applications. Configurations required for applications. For our application, we need to do some configuration. That configuration related support is providing by Spring Context module. Now, next one is Spring AOP module. Spring AOP module. AOP stands for Aspect Oriented Programming. Right? This module is used to separate. This module is used to separate primary logic and secondary logics. Primary logics and secondary logics. Whenever you develop a application, you will write some primary logics and secondary logics. Secondary logic means logging, transaction management, security, auditing. These kind of logics comes under secondary logics. By using AOP module, we are going to separate primary logic and secondary logics in our application. The main purpose of Spring AOP to separate primary logic and secondary logics of our application. Next one, Spring DAO module. Spring DAO, also called as Spring JDBC. This module is used to develop persistence layer. This module is used to develop persistence layer, that means database logic, DB communication logic. Persistence layer nothing but database communication logic. Spring context module will deal with the configurations required for our applications. Spring AOP module is used to separate primary logics and secondary logics. Spring DAO module is used to, this module is used to develop persistence layer. What is the meaning of persistence layer? What is the meaning of persistence layer? It is used to establish database communication. Okay. Next one, Spring ORM. Spring ORM. ORM stands for Object Relational Mapping. This module is used to develop. This module is used to develop persistence layer. Persistence layer with object relational mapping. With object relational mapping, we can communicate with the database. We can communicate with the database by using our application, and we will represent the data in the form of objects. To represent the data in the form of objects in the persistence layer, we will go for ORM module. Spring ORM. Good. Next one, we are having Spring WebMVC module. We are having Spring WebMVC module. Right. Spring WebMVC module. This module is used to develop. This module is used to develop web applications. Web applications using Spring framework. If you want to develop a web application by using Spring framework, then we can go for Web MVC module. So these are the main important modules that are available in the Spring framework. Later point of time, so many modules got added to the Spring. Still, that VMware company working on the new concepts to add in the Spring framework. Spring Core, fundamental module, fundamental concepts, IOC container, and dependency injection. Context module, it will deal with configurations which are required for our applications. AOP module is used to separate application primary logic and secondary logics. Primary logic means our business logic. Secondary logic nothing but cross-cutting logic like transactions, auditing, security, etc. Transaction, auditing, security, etc. These things comes under secondary logics of our application. These things comes under secondary logics of our application. Good. DAO module. DAO module is also called as JDBC module. That module is used to develop persistence layer. That means database communication logic we can develop by using this DAO module. Next one, ORM module. This module is used to develop persistence layer with object relational mapping. Spring WebMVC module. This module is used to develop web applications using Spring Framework. All right, guys, able to understand this? Now, first we are going to understand the fundamental concepts of the Spring Framework, which is IOC container and dependency injection. IOC container and dependency injection. Before going to understand IOC container and dependency injection, I just want to develop one program and I want to see what are the problems in that program. Can we start programming part now? I don't want to explain much theory, guys. I want to develop a program. From that program, we will learn the theory. Practically, we will develop a program, then we will learn the theory from that program. Is this clear? Very good. Now, I have a very simple requirement, guys. I have very simple requirement. You need to help me in developing that application.
I'm going to take one engine class. I'm going to take one engine class, right? Now, inside the engine class, there will be one method called start method. Inside the engine class, there will be one method called start method. That start method is going to return into value, into of start. I'm taking one engine class. Inside the engine class, I'm taking start method, which is going to return integer value. Okay, here if this method returns, if this method returns 1, that means engine started. Engine started. If this returns 0, if this start method is returning 1, that means engine is started. Engine started. Engine not started. If this method returns 1, that means engine is started. If this method returns 0, that means engine is not started. That is the meaning of start method return type. Sagar, is my voice clear now? Sagar, is my voice clear now? Is this clear now? Is it coming too loud? Is it coming too loud? Okay, good. Yeah, I have taken engine class. Inside the engine class, I have taken start method. Start method is returning integer. Integer, if that integer is holding 1, that means engine is started. If that integer is 0, that means engine is not started. All right. Now, here I'm going to take one more class called car class. Now I'm going to take one more class called car class. Now, inside the car class, I'm going to have drive method. Inside the car class, I'm going to have drive method. I want to drive my car. In order to drive my car, do I need to start the engine or not? Do I need to start the engine in order to drive the car or not? Yes, we need to start the engine in order to drive the car. If engine started successfully, then only we can drive the car. Otherwise, we cannot drive the car. Okay. If car driving is started, I want to print journey started. If engine is not started, then I want to print some other message saying that journey not started. Okay. So this is my requirement. Can we develop this application? Can we develop this application? Right now here, as per the requirement, car class should communicate with the engine class. car class should communicate with the engine class. Drive method should call start method. Drive method should call start method. Drive method should call start method. Both are available in the drive method and start method available in the same class. Drive method and start method available in the different classes. Both methods are available in the different classes. Drive method available in the car class, start method available in the engine class. Okay. Car class method should call engine class method. Okay. Now, how many ways one class method can call another class method in Java? Come on, guys. How many ways one class method can call another class method in Java? Two ways, huh? What are those two ways? By inheriting the properties and by creating the object. Here, as per the above requirement, as per above requirement, as per the requirement, as per the requirement, car class drive method should call engine class start method. As per the requirement, car class drive method should call engine class start method. Car class drive method should call engine class start method. How one class method will call another class method in Java? How? My question is very simple. How to call one class method in another class? How to call one Java class method in another Java class method? How to call one Java class method in another Java class method? Do you understand my requirement? How to call one Java class method in another Java class method? We can do this, we can call this, we can do this in two ways. We can do this in two ways. First one is by using inheritance. First one is by using inheritance. Second one is by using composition. First one is by using inheritance. Second one is by using composition. Are you guys able to understand the requirement? Are you guys able to understand my requirement? I have a engine. Engine is having start method. And I have another class called car class. Car class having drive method. I want to start my car. I want to drive my car. I want to drive my car. In order to drive the car, first we need to start the engine. If engine started successfully, then we can start the drive. We can start the journey. Otherwise, we cannot start the journey. Okay. As per the requirement, what we understand is car class drive method should call engine class start method. Car class drive method should call engine class drive method. So what is the question? How to call one Java class method in another Java class method? There are two ways. One is by using inheritance and the second one is by using composition. Can we try this, guys? Can we develop our application with these two ways and can we see how our application is going to run? Okay, perfect. First, let us go to our 13 SBMS folder. As I told, our batch code is 13 SBMS. Our batch code is what, guys? 13 SBMS. Now here, I'm creating one folder with a name called workspace. I'm creating one folder with a name called workspace. That means whatever the projects we develop in the IDE will be stored into
this workspace folder. Let's open this workspace. It's a brand new folder. Nothing is available, right? It's a brand new folder. Nothing is available. Now go to IDE. I'm using Spring Toolsuite IDE to develop our applications. Which IDE I'm using, guys? Spring Toolsuite IDE I'm using to develop our applications. I have created one folder, brand new folder with a name called workspace inside 13 SBMS folder. Now, when we open the IDE, it will ask for workspace. That means where you want to store the code, where you want to store your work, which we are doing in the IDE. So let us take this folder. Let's take this folder path, this path, copy this path, go to IDE, paste this. Okay, now click on launch. You can use Eclipse also, but my suggestion to use Spring Toolsuite. You can use Eclipse also for this, but my suggestion to use Spring Toolsuite. Yes, IDE is getting opened. Now I will create the classes using one simple Java project. I will create one simple Java project to understand our requirement programmatically. First one, we will create the engine class. Then we will create the car class. Car class wants to talk to engine class method. So one Java class method wants to talk to another Java class method. For that, we are going to use inheritance and composition. I will try one after other. We will understand which one is recommended in these two. Okay. Spring Toolsuite is a free IDE. You no need to purchase it. Vishal, you no need to purchase this. It is free of cost. Spring Toolsuite is free of cost. Okay. Yeah. IDE got opened. IDE got opened. This is home page of this IDE. Good. Yeah. Let me create one application here. Let me create one application. Normal Java application only, guys. File, new project. That is Java project. Very simple and plain Java project I'm going to create. Let me take it as 01 car engine application. I'm giving the project name as 01 car engine application. Click on next. Simple. Now I'm not using Maven also. Very simple Java project I'm creating because our concentration is to understand. Our concentration is to understand the concept, not the tool here. If you come to the project batch, there we will concentrate on the tools. But here, first we need to understand the concept. Okay. A normal Java project got created, right? A normal Java project got created. Okay. Now, let me create Java class here. Which class I'm going to create first? Engine class, right? Let us create one engine class with method called start. Let me create a engine class with a method called start. Package name in.ashokit.beans. Engine class I'm creating. Class name is engine. Class name is engine. Okay. Let me increase the font size. Can you see the engine class now? Perfect. Let me take a method. Let me take a method public integer start method. Here some logic we are going to write. Simply let me return one. Some value I'm returning. Here logic to start engine, and I'm returning status. If this method return 1, that means engine started successfully. If this method returns 0, engine is not started. I'm returning status as 1, that means engine is going to start. Are you guys clear with this? Are you guys clear with this? Simple Java class I have taken. Very simple Java class I have taken with one method called start method. Inside that method, we can write whatever the logic we want. And I'm simply returning 1. 1 means what? Engine started. 0 means what? Engine not started. Perfect. Now, let me take one more class called car class. Inside the car class, I'm going to write a method called drive method. Inside the car class, I'm going to write a method called drive method. Okay. Now, if I want to drive the car, what should happen? If I want to drive the car, what should happen, guys? Come on. Engine should be started. I need to start the engine. Where is the start method available? Start method available in the engine class. Drive method available in the car class. Okay. That means what? Car class drive method should call engine class start method. Car class drive method should call engine class start method. How to call one Java class method in another Java class? I want to call engine class start method in the car class drive method by using inheritance. One Java class method we can call in the another Java class by using inheritance. Okay, fine. Car extends engine. Car extends engine. Then what I will do is directly I can call start method. Subclass method can access superclass methods directly in the Java. Engine status. What is this? Engine status. If engine status equal to 1, that means engine started, then our journey will start. System.out.println journey started. System.out.println journey started. System.out.println journey started. Okay. Else system.out.println engine failed to start. Engine failed to start. So this is what our requirement. This is what our requirement. This is what our requirement. Look at the program and see that. Are you able to understand? Got it. Perfect. Now let us go for one more class called MyApp class. Sir, I'm not teaching anything related to Spring. It is just a core Java application. MyApp. MyApp application. Okay. Inside this MyApp application, we will create a main method. Inside the MyApp application, we'll create a main method. Inside the main method, I'm creating object for car. Car is equal to new car just for testing purpose. Then I will use car dot start. Car dot start. Let's run this program. Let's run this program. Car dot start method. Our car dot start method or car dot drive method we need to call. Car dot drive method. Car dot drive method. When I call car dot drive, what is happening? Journey started. Journey started. Now see here, this my app is a simple test class which is which is having a main method. Main method is entry point for our program execution. In this main method, we are creating object for the car and we are calling car.drive. When you go for the drive method, what we are doing? Car class is extending the properties from engine class. Car class is extending the properties from engine class. Okay. Inside the drive, I'm calling start method. Where is the start method? Start method available in the engine class. What is engine class? It is a super class for the car. Okay. Car is subclass, engine is a superclass. Subclass methods, subclass can access superclass methods directly. That's why it is accessing start method directly. Start method is returning into value. That is the status of the engine. I'm storing that start method return value into integer variable. I'm storing start method return value into integer variable. Start method value I'm storing into variable. If engine status is equal to 1, that means engine started, then our journey will start. If engine status not equal to 1, condition will fail. It will come to else block, engine failure to start. This is our requirement. Are you guys able to understand? Are we able to execute our program? Are we able to execute our program? One class method is calling another class method or not? Okay, yeah, let's document this. Let's document this. In approach 1, we are able to develop our application. Approach 1 with inheritance. Approach 1. What is our approach? Approach 1 is inheritance. In the inheritance, what I'm doing, I'm extending the properties of one class in another class. I'm extending the properties of one class in the another class. Okay, let me take the class here. I'm taking engine class. I'm taking engine class and I'm taking car class. Car class method is calling engine class method by using inheritance. One Java class method is calling another Java class method with the help of inheritance. One Java class method is calling another Java class method with the help of inheritance. With the help of inheritance. Okay. Finally, I'm taking my app class, which is used to execute our application, which is used to test our application execution, which is used to test our application execution. We are going for my app. We are going for my app. Are you guys clear with this? I have taken engine class and I have taken car class. Car class method is calling engine class method by using inheritance. We have to understand this concept. We have to understand this concept. This is nothing but inheritance. We are using what, guys? What concept we are using? Inheritance. Inheritance. One class is extending the properties from another class is called as inheritance. We are using inheritance concept here. We are using inheritance concept here. Okay. So if you go for inheritance, one class methods can call another class methods directly. So is our requirement completed? Is our requirement completed now? Is our requirement completed or not? Is our requirement completed or not? But the question is, sir, is this recommended solution for the requirement? That is my question now. I gave the requirement and we implemented that requirement with our knowledge. Whatever the concept we know in the Java, we implemented that concept and finally we are able to achieve the task. We are able to achieve the task. Come on, guys. Is my task completed? Is my task completed? Yes or no? Task completed or not? task completed. But the question is, but the question is this but the question is this the right approach to complete this task? That is my question. Is this the right approach to complete this task? That is my question. This is not the right approach to complete this task. This approach will be used by the freshers who will do core Java, who will do the programming in the BTech first year or second year. Those people will do this programming. This is not the industry level solution. This is not the industry level solution. If you write this kind of programming in the industry, they will spit on your face directly, because this is not the experienced people programming. This is not the recommended solution. Why? Whenever you extend the properties from one class in the another class, your class is tightly coupled with the another class, and you are closing the gate for inheritance in your class. You cannot extend the properties from any other class in the future. Can you extend the properties from any other class in future? Can we extend from more than one class? Multiple inheritance not supported by Java. We can extend at most from only one class. You already extended. It's done. You closed the gate for inheritance. There is no chance of using inheritance in your program. It's already completed. You closed your gate. You closed your gate. And you are directly extending the properties from one class in another class. Tomorrow, if engine class is not available, if engine class is not available, क्या होगा? Can you execute car class? It won't work, right? It won't work. So can I say car class is dependent on engine? Can I say car class is dependent on engine? Yes, car class is tightly coupled with engine. In the above approach, car class is extending the properties from engine. That means we cannot extend from any other class in the future. Car class is extending properties from engine. Hence, we closed gate for inheritance. Hence, we closed gate for inheritance. We closed gate for inheritance. Car cannot extend the properties from any other class in future, because Java does not support for multiple inheritance. Car class is extending properties from engine, hence we closed gate for inheritance. Car class cannot extend the properties from any other class in future, because Java does not support for multiple inheritance. Java does not support for multiple inheritance. Okay. Car class is directly extending the properties from engine, hence car is tightly coupled with engine. Car class extending properties from engine. That means car class is tightly coupled with engine class. If any changes happened in engine class functionality, it may affect on car class functionality. It may affect on car class functionality, because car class is directly extending the properties from the engine. That means car class is tightly coupled with the engine. Car class is tightly coupled with. Guys, are you able to follow me? I'm not explaining the Spring. I'm explaining core Java. It's been so long. I think from last 4 years, I'm not teaching core Java. I'm teaching only Spring Boot microservices and Java real-time projects and tools. I have not taught core Java from in the last 4 years. You want me to teach core Java? No? Perfect. You got my point, right? What I'm trying to say is how to call one class method in another class by using inheritance. If I go for inheritance, what is the problem? If I go for inheritance, what is the problem? If you go for inheritance, what is the problem? My car class is directly extending the properties from the engine. That means we are closing the gate of inheritance here. We are closing the gate of inheritance here. We can't extend the properties from any other class in the Java. And one more thing, as the car class is extending the properties from the engine, tomorrow, if I make some changes to the engine class functionality, I will change the name of the method or I will change the return type of the method. I will make some changes to the engine class. Then what will happen? If I make any changes to the engine, will it affect on the car class functionality or not? Will it affect on the car class functionality or not? Okay. If any changes happen to the engine class, it may affect on the car class functionality because car class is directly tightly coupled with the engine. Okay. First approach we have seen. So for our requirement, is first approach suitable, recommended, suggestible? No. First approach is there. We have done the coding, but it is not. But it is not recommended. It is not industry level. It is just fresher level code we have done. Fresher level code we have done. Okay. Now, can I go for approach 2 now? Can I go for approach 2 now? What is approach 2? In the inheritance, we have a problem. To resolve the problem with the inheritance, can I go for composition? Can I go for composition? Okay. What is the meaning of composition? If you want to access one class method in the another class, don't go for inheritance blindly. Just create the object and call the method. You just create the object and call the method. You just create the object and call the method. Engine.start. Engine is equal to new engine. Okay. Then call the method. This is what is this is a relation? Is this has a relation? Is this is a relation or has a relation? Now it is has a. Car has engine. Car has engine. Okay. Now with this approach, if this approach, can we execute our program? Is it working? Is it working? Is our program working as expected? Come on, guys. Is our program working as expected? Yes, our program working as expected. But tell me, is this recommended solution? Is this recommended solution or not? This is also not recommended. Q. Why? Why? Here also, car class is creating the object of the engine. Car class is creating the object for the engine. That means car class should know the instantiation process of the engine. Tomorrow, if I change the instantiation process for the engine, it will affect on the car class functionality or not. It will affect on the car class functionality. Okay. In approach 2, what I'm doing is I'm going for composition. In approach 2, I'm going for composition. I'm going for composition. To access one class method in the another class, I'm going for composition concept. If you want to access one class method in another class method, then you can use this technique also. This is called as composition. Composition means making object creation, creating object of one class in the another class to call the method. Creating the object of one class in the another class to call the method is called composition. Okay, this concept is called as what? This concept is called as composition. One class method we are creating in the another class method. Composition. One class method we are creating in the another class by using composition technique. One class method we are create one class object we are creating in the another class object to call the methods. This is called as composition. Composition. Okay, if you want to go for composition concept, if you want to go for composition concept, we should know the instantiation process of other class. If you want to create the object of the engine, you should know the instantiation process of the engine. Here also, car class is tightly coupled with the engine class or not? Car class is tightly coupled with the engine class or not? Car class is tightly coupled with the engine class or not? Come on, guys. Car class is tightly coupled with the engine class. Car class is tightly coupled with the engine class. In the above approach, in the above approach, in the above approach, car class is creating object for engine class, engine class, engine class to call the methods, to call the method. Tomorrow, in future, if engine class constructor got changed, then it will impact on car class functionality. It will impact on car class functionality. Car class is tightly coupled with engine class. Car class is tightly coupled with engine class. Tightly coupled with engine class. Are you guys able to follow this? Are you guys able to follow this? What I'm trying to say now? Okay. Our requirement is calling one Java class method in another Java class method. My requirement is very simple. Calling one Java class method in another Java class method. Okay. To call one Java class method in another Java class method, we have two options in the Java. One is called inheritance, another one is called composition. Inheritance means what? Extending the properties of one class in the another class is called as inheritance. Composition means what? Creating the object of one class in the another class is called composition. By using inheritance, I'm able to call start method in the drive method, but there are some problems. To overcome that problems, I have selected approach to composition. Even if I go for composition, some other problems are coming. I should know the instantiation process of the engine. Tomorrow, if engine class constructor got changed, then it will impact on the car class functionality. Tomorrow, if engine class functionality got changed, then it will impact on the car class functionality, right? In the above approach, car class is creating object for engine class to call the method. In future, if engine class constructor got changed, then it will impact on car class functionality. Car class is tightly coupled with engine class. Car class is tightly coupled with engine class. Okay. So these two solutions or two approaches are recommended or not recommended. These two approaches are recommended or not recommended. Come on, guys. Speak out. These two approaches are recommended or not recommended. The above two approaches are not recommended because with these two approaches, our classes are becoming tightly coupled. Our classes are becoming tightly coupled. In both approaches, car class is getting coupled with engine class. Conclusion. Conclusion. What is the conclusion for this? In both approaches, we are able to access engine class drive method in the car class. In both approaches, we are able to call engine class start method in car class drive method. In the both approaches, we are able to call engine class start method in car class drive method. In both approaches, car class is getting tightly coupled with engine class. In both approaches, engine class or car class. In both approaches, car class is getting tightly coupled with engine class. Hence, both approaches are not recommended. Got my point? In both approaches, car class is getting tightly coupled with engine class. Hence, both approaches are not recommended. In both approaches, car class is getting tightly coupled with engine class. Hence, both approaches are not recommended. Are you guys clear with this concept? Are you guys clear with this concept? If both approaches are not recommended, then how to complete this requirement? In the Java, we should be able to call one class method in the another class method, right? To complete our functionality. So to complete our functionality, one class method should be called in the another class method. For that we are going for inheritance and composition. Okay. In both approaches, the car class is getting tightly coupled with the engine. Okay. What is the recommended approach is without extending the properties from the engine, without creating the engine class object, if we are able to call the start method, then car class will be loosely coupled with the engine class. Are you guys getting my point? What I'm trying to do is, I want to call the start method, but I don't want to extend the properties from the engine, and I don't want to create the object for the engine. Then my car class will be loosely coupled with the engine class. That is what the solution I'm expecting. Are you guys able to understand? We have tried with inheritance coupled with engine directly, tightly coupling. We tried with composition, still car is tightly coupled with engine. Now what I need? I want my classes to be loosely coupled. I don't want to inherit the properties. I don't want to create the object, but I should be able to call the method. Is it possible? Without extending the properties, without creating the object, can one class call the method of another class? Generally, forget about Spring Boot. Tell me in the normal Java. We are normal core Java developers now. Come on. Forget about static. I don't want to use static methods also. Is it possible in the Java? Without extending the properties, without creating the object, can we call one class method in the another class? It's not possible. But if you use Spring core module, Spring framework, it is possible. If you use the Spring framework, it is possible. You no need to extend the properties. You no need to create the object. Spring framework will help you to perform that operation. You can call the method directly without creating the object and without extending the properties. Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, we are going to understand how to call one class method in the another class without creating the object and without extending the properties. How beautiful it is. How interesting it is. Got it? Get my point? You understand the problem, right? You understand my requirement first. I have given my requirement. You told two solutions. Approach 1, inheritance. Approach 2, composition. I have done both approaches and I have concluded that both approaches are not recommended. Then what is the recommended approach? What is the recommended approach? We should be able to, we should be able to, we should develop our classes with loosely coupling. We should be able to, we should be able to, we should be able to call one class method in another class method without creating the object and without extending the properties. Without extending the properties. Then our classes will be, our classes will be loosely coupled. We need to develop, we need to develop our applications. Always we need to develop our application classes with loosely coupling. If we want to develop your application with loosely coupling, if you want to call one class method in another class without creating the object and without using inheritance, then we should go for Spring core module. If you go for Spring core module, it will tell you the solution to call one class method in the another class without creating the object and without using the inheritance. Are you guys getting my concept? Core Java concept. Am I able to explain properly? Is it understandable, guys? First, I gave the requirement. I have given the two solutions. I have concluded that both solutions are not recommended. I'm looking for a solution. I'm looking for a solution to call one class method in another class. One class method in another class without creating the object and without extending the properties. I want to call the start method in the car class. If my car class is able to call the start method without using inheritance, without creating the object, then that is the recommended approach. That is what people are looking for that in the industry. I want my classes to be loosely coupled. I should be able to call one class method in the another class. Okay. If you want to call one class method in the another class without creating the object, without inheriting the properties, then your classes will be loosely coupled. How to develop the classes with loosely coupling? For that, we are going to use Spring Core module. Spring Core module is all about how to develop the classes with loosely coupling. Guys, first I have not explained the solution directly. First, I have explained you the problem. From that problem, we are deriving the solution. That is the nice approach to learn. Then it will be registered in your directly. If I explain Spring Core module, can you understand? If I directly explain the core module, can you understand that? No. So this is the teaching technique. First, we need to address the problem. Then we need to come for the solution. Then you will understand the concept clearly. Got it? Perfect. Okay. Today's concept is very simple. Just 2 lines. Inheritance, composition. Calling one class method in the another class. In the core Java, they will explain you for 1 week what is a method, how to access one class method in the another class method, what is inheritance, what is composition. Within 45 minutes, we concluded that these two approaches are not recommended because our classes are becoming tightly coupling. As an experienced programmer, we need to develop our classes with loosely coupling. We need to develop our classes with loosely coupling. Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, from tomorrow onwards, we are going to understand how to develop our classes with loosely coupling by using Spring Core module. Got it? Fine. People who are watching from YouTube, thank you guys. Today is the last free session. From tomorrow onwards, YouTube live will not be available. So please like that video and subscribe to our channel for upcoming videos. Thank you.